of all the commands in the Bible, there's like 6,000 commands or something. How many of them are about being thin and looking good? Like zero, none. And so from the spiritual side of things, I see that our bodies are gifts from God, and we're made in the very image of God. And so we're just of more worth than we could ever believe or imagine. Like, we're of so much value. So we are to be grateful for the bodies that God has given us. And the physical really matters to God, and you can see that through the gospel, because Jesus himself actually became a human being in a physical body. He died and he resurrected in a human body, etc., etc. So I saw that our bodies really matter. So that and it's helpful to think it is good to care about our bodies. It is good to think about what we eat to a certain degree, and exercise to the right amount, etc. So it's good to have that affirmation. But I also had to confront the fact that whilst there was sickness involved as well, there was sin. And so I could see the ways in which my heart had gone astray. And the Bible talks about idolatry. It says have no other gods before me. Whereas I could see that I had made an idol, I guess, out of my body and my fitness. So something that I'd made into like an ultimate thing, something I'd put above God. And that's breaking one of the commandments. And whenever we do that, it always leads to damaging consequences. Of all the commands in the Bible, there's like 6,000 commands or something. How many of them are about being thin and looking good? Like zero, none. And so it just really struck me that that's not a priority for God, for us. And so why is it becoming everything for me? But then I think probably the things which helped me the most at the time was, I knew I'd messed up, so I knew I had to come to Jesus. And I felt ashamed, but actually realizing that he's a God who stands there with open arms, not a pointed finger. So I didn't need to feel ashamed before him. He just, accepts us and loves us, and says, come on, let me help you through it. And like I talked about before, it was knowing my identity in Christ, and that, I'm so much more than my body. My value is so much more than that. And whereas with sport and body image or performance or anything else, that goes up and down and up and down. It's never enough. You never reach the goal that you're looking for. The goalposts always change. And even if you did, it doesn't last. It won't last forever. Whereas comparing that with the identity that we find in Jesus, that I am so loved, that the creator of the universe was willing to die for me, and that cannot change no matter what I do. That is a secure foundation which will never ever let you down, never let you go, and never perish, spoil, or fade. So I think it was the biggest thing was just finding my identity in Christ as a child of God, rather than in how I look or how I perform, or what other people think of me, or things like that.